Showcase Live. We are back in Philadelphia, back in our main studio. It's great to be here. It's been quite a long time since back here. It's quite a few years since our first season, actually.
Yeah, it's been a couple years since I've been in this room.
And since we've been in this room, we have a new co-host here on the show, on the TV show. Now, he's on with us on the radio on Sunday afternoons on 106.5, right here in the heart and soul of Philadelphia. But he's also our co-host here on the television show, Kevin White. Tell us about your show, man.
Thank you, Tim. My show's called The Crossover, and my job is to take you from My Bittersweet Philosophy, which comes on before me, to you on the R&B Showcase. Or I should say us. On the R&B.
Right. And speaking of My Bittersweet Philosophy, we have the host of that show, also a co-host on the R&B Showcase radio show, Mr. Julian Seward.
What's going on, Tim?
What's
Kev?
happening, man?
What's up?
My Bittersweet Philosophy is kind of a piece of me and my perspective, kind of placed to a playlist. I start off that Sunday block.
Another great show, another great opportunity to get music played here in Philadelphia, right?
Absolutely.
That's a good thing. 106.5 FM on Sunday afternoons. Also joining us, we have a very special guest co-host joining us here today. She's an author and a life coach. Darylin Payton is here. How you doing, Darylin?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad you could join us here today. It's
Thank you for
fantastic
having
you
me.
here. And we also have singer, songwriter, recording artist Kyle Maack in the studio with us here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Tim. I would probably be here anyway.
I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad you could join us here today. So I'm excited about it, and especially excited because I understand today's a very special day for our special guest co-host here, Darylin Payton. What is today?
It's my birthday.
Hey, Darylin.
Should all
Thank
the
you.
acquaintance be forgot?
Oh, now you got to sing her.
That's the wrong song.
Sing her a song.
It's the birth of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Of the year. Yes, indeed.
Thank
So it's
you,
good to have you all
thank you.
with us here today. And gentlemen and lady, there is a lot of great things happening in the news today, in R&B Showcase news. This week, you know, I'm very excited about it because I had a chance to take part in this celebration of a street renaming. It's First Street and Sydenham Avenues here in North Philadelphia, in the city of Philadelphia, that Earl Young of the Tramps finally got his street naming done in honor of him. So that
Long
was a great
overdue.
event. Long
Absolutely.
overdue for Earl
Absolutely.
Young of the Tramps, yes indeed. And of course, Earl, of course, is part of the Baker Harrison Young production team, songwriting team, and production team, and also one of the founding members of the Tramps was in the group called the Volcanoes, which had Storm Warning out in Philadelphia on the Cameo Parkway and all those old record labels. He worked with all those artists. Also worked with Gamble and Huff, Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff, and Tom Bell and Linda Creed. Did productions and sang on all of the recordings for the Spinners, the Stylistics, Harold Melton, the Blue Notes, the OJs, the Jacksons when they came to Philadelphia.
Right.
I mean, he really put his foot into the soundtrack of our lives and the soundtrack of that Philly music. And to see him get honored was a great thing. There were some special guests that were actually here. Our good friend of ours, and a good friend of the show, Ronnie Moss. Was
Right,
there as well.
right.
He was part of that. Ronnie came down. We had Russell Tompkins Jr. of the Stylistics, who was part of that, joining that celebration. Also, we had Sugar Bear, Arthur Agan, and Roger Banks from the legendary Blue Notes came down for the celebration. And then we had Deanna Williams from WDAS-FM, and she's also the godmother of Black Music Month, and she came down for the event. And we had Gary Shepard, also a popular radio host for many years in Philadelphia, that came to help celebrate that. And our other good friend Beth
Stoloff,
was
yeah.
one of the ones that helped put the event together. So I think it was a great event, and I'm very happy, very excited for Earl to be able to get that honor. Now, he already has a star on the Walk of Fame in Philadelphia, and to see him get his honors. And one of the great things I like, Kyle and Kevin, we talk about this all the time, and Julian, is that we want the artists to be able to be recognized while they're still here to be able to see and to get those gifts. That was a great
those
thing. That was
flowers.
a really, really great event. We all hang out and had dinner after that. It was fantastic.
Some of us did.
Yeah.
I didn't get the invite.
You were all invited, everybody. Y'all working all the time, so but it was a great event, though, Collins and Darling. But what else is happening in the news, Julian?
Let's take a look see here. So something that kind of happened in our neck of the woods, friends of the show, The Temptations.
Okay.
One of our very special friends from The Temptations, Joan Huber, he was recently in New York City doing a play. It was called Ceremonies in Dark Old Men. We all got a chance to go see it. And I don't know about you guys. I don't necessarily get the chance to see plays on or off Broadway too often.
Right.
This is one I would definitely recommend going to see again. And if you are familiar with Juwan as his stage presence is, or just as he is as a person, his character is completely opposite.
Yes, and he played it well.
Talk about a method actor. You know, he did not get a large amount of time to prepare for the role, but what he did with that short amount of time that he had was phenomenal.
Wasn't it like a week between notice and actual?
It was something like that. He said really the most he had was like preparation on the plane.
Right.
You know, really wasn't too much at all, but it was a short, finite amount of time.
Are you so off Broadway? What's the big, besides location, difference between off Broadway and on? Is it
Usually probably a little smaller room, you know, smaller theater, and like you said, location. But the quality is comparable.
awesome?
Yes. That was
Yes,
very
sir.
well put, Kevin. I mean, that's exactly what it is off Broadway.
And he had a very decent supporting cast. The lead was Norm Lewis. You might know him from the movie The Five Bloods with Spike Lee. What I found out is that he was the second African American to play Phantom of the Opera after Robert Guillaume.
Really?
Yeah, he's very well accomplished in the theater world.
I first became familiar with Norm because he was part of the 25th anniversary concert. He might have actually been in the cast, but I'm not sure, of Les Miserables. And
Okay,
Les Miserables
gotcha.
was my mom's favorite musical growing up. And so it was like, he played, not Jean Valjean, he played Inspector Javert.
Okay.
Yes, and he was intimidating, and his voice is very. Was any singing in this play? Because I
No.
didn't pick it up there. with you.
None whatsoever, yeah.
He has such a rich baritone singing voice. In fact, I also believe he, when the Little Mermaid was on Broadway, he played the crab. What's the crab's name?
I only know that's crab.
Oh, Sebastian. Sebastian.
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
Yep, Sebastian.
Well, you have a crab hand, so I think you might know.
Ah.
him.
Place our difficulties with my camera.
New studio, same show.
Can I talk about one other thing that happened that day?
Well, I wanted to mention first, people don't know Jawan
Please.
Jackson is the bass singer currently in the Temptations
Right.
now. And one thing I want to say, it was a great thing to see Jawan in the different role because he was in the Temptations play that was on Broadway.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Proud to Beg, The Life and Times of the Temptations, and he was also in the Motown play, playing Melvin Franklin for many years.
Yeah, I mean, between the two plays, he said he'd been playing Melvin Franklin for over a decade.
And then he finally got the offer to become a real member in the Temptations, which was a great thing. He's been there for about 4 years now. Has it been?
About 3. I
About
think
three,
it was
Definitely a
going on
great
4 years,
addition.
though. Yeah, wow, he's a great addition. And to see him perform "Old Man River" that Melvin Franklin does, one of his signature songs, was great. He just had his own kind of a take because he's a little younger guy doing it. So
Right.
his interpretation was really fantastic to see. But this was an opportunity to see him in the role of just straight acting,
Right.
as opposed to being in a musical role.
Yeah, didn't he explain that the way he actually got the part was the show had been extended and the person who played the role that he played had another commitment and another member of the cast had worked with him, I want to say, on either Motown or Ain't Too Proud. I can't remember, but one of those two plays had worked with him on that.
Might have been a
And-
young lady. The young
right.
lady did the Supremes.
Right,
Yes.
right. And
I think it was
she recommended him,
Yeah.
and that's how he got the part. And
Right. I remember Juwan had been saying for a while that he wanted to venture more into straight plays, not musicals.
Yeah.
He wanted to really showcase his true acting chops. So it's awesome that he's actually gotten the opportunity to do it.
Had he had a chance to showcase any of the dramatic aspects of his talent prior to this?
Besides maybe that Target commercial that he But yeah, no,
I'm gonna look into it.
I wasn't aware of any of that, but this is a great thing for him.
This is a great launching pad for it. He
Well, I've
really-
only never seen him do the musicals, the musical things. So, like I said, to see him in this role was good, and really, he surprised us.
Ooh.
You know, it's a good play. first of
Understatement,
all.
yeah.
The play is really good. I mean,
It was solid all the way around.
Anytime there's a play set in the barbershop, you know it's going to be good. You know what I mean? We're setting that the old school barbershop with the barbershop chair. We
Yeah.
knew it was going to be a good play.
Yeah.
It was an excellent show. Excellent show.
What happened? I want to know the story.
So we're in the lobby, hobnobbing with all the cast, saying our hellos, the whole nine. And I'm caught by this presence over to my left. I look over, I confirm it, and I look back to these guys here. I said, "That's Michael from Good Times." And they're like, "Oh, whatever. Okay, cool. Totally blow me up. I'm like, no, that is Ralph Carter, Michael from Good Times. I do my Googles. I hand them the phone. They look over, and this man who is suited from head to toe in this 10-gallon hat, there with the presence of a giant, is sitting there, and it is Michael. And you tell me what your first impressions were after that.
Well, first of all, he couldn't have been more gracious. And he came over and he shook everybody's hand and he was talking to us, and he, was really, like we'd known him forever. It was crazy. So again, we hang out a little bit longer. He kind of drifted his way. We kind of drift our way. We start walking back to the train to come home. And we stop at a corner because there's a red light. And who's standing there? But Ralph Carter. And he sees us and he's like, hey, what's up? And he proceeds to walk with us now for the next several blocks.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we're just talking again like we've known each other forever. Then we get to the corner and we're going to turn one way and he's going to turn the other way. And he looks at us and he goes, y'all coming to the after party, right?
And you see, when Ralph Carter says you come to after party, you can't say no. You got to go to the after party. And that's what my biggest takeaway was, because even at the after party, he made time to make time for us, And that entire time, I don't think he really necessarily gets I've heard in other interviews how he said he really does have the opportunity to have positivity come his way more than anything, just because of the positivity that he outputs into the world.
Right.
But to really just have that normal conversation, being able to show your face and just walk down the streets of New York without any kind of problems, that's a gift. And he really did present us with that same gift back, of being the people who are, very appreciative of him and just loving the work that he did and just what he was for the culture. It was surreal. It was fun. To be honest, yeah, it was a lot.
Well, we all have great memories of good times. That's something we grew up with. It was one of those situation comedies that there weren't very many comedies that showed, or very many shows on television that showed an African American family, the whole family, with the mother and the father together on the show. That's one of the things that Esther Rolle actually fought for, to make sure that she had a husband on the show, and then the kids had a father.
Absolutely.
But was the original premise you were supposed to be a single?
It was just supposed to be
Yep.
single mother, yeah.
I didn't know that.
So that's
She was
Esther
hard
Rolle,
for
but
that.
Esther Rolle actually was one of the ones. Esther Rolle actually fought to have John Amos
Absolutely.
be the father on the show.
What a great addition.
So
Yep.
it was a great
Yeah.
addition. It's a great show. They were all strong characters. I mean, Esther Rolle was very strong. John Amos was very strong. Then you had comedic effect with Jimmy Walker, and then you had the son with Ralph Carter, and then you had Thelma on there as well. So they had a full-rounded family. There was a lot of themes that they talked about on that show, which were very social conscious themes at that time. With the Penny, when Janet Jackson was on there, of course, deal with I guess what they call domestic violence. I guess
Sure.
that would be coming to that. They had the gangs, they had drugs, they
Wasn't
had
Debbie Allen a drug
They
addict?
had people dealing with
I think so.
Yeah.
people that couldn't afford to eat, couldn't afford food. It was like all those themes that they didn't deal with before, but they dealt with them on this show. But they did in a way that was funny. It was comedy, but they dealt with some very serious themes, and how they dealt with it was very good. The writing was excellent on the show, and it's an all-time classic. So
Definitely a classic.
One of those Norman Lear sitcoms, correct? And he had
Yes.
he had a habit of making sitcoms that were based in a much more sense of reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
right. There were a lot of good, because they had Good Times, All in the Family,
Maude.
The Jeffersons. Maude was another one. Now, and the unfortunate thing is a lot of those shows couldn't run today.
No.
Because with the Me Too world society and all this stuff going on,
yeah,
it's a little
unfortunate.
different.
That's very unfortunate.
Speaking of it, they wouldn't be able to handle something like that. 'Cause they talked about everything on them shows.
I think the pendulum is swinging back, I think that void is going to be filled soon. I think people need that honesty.
Well, I think
Right.
what I think was Bernadette Stans was talking about. None of them liked the reboot. They did a reboot of Good Times, for the newer ones.
It wasn't necessarily. Oh, you talk about the cartoon.
The cartoon thing.
Yeah, that was
no
terrible.
one liked that.
I didn't even
That
know
was
it existed
awful.
till
Yeah.
you told me about it the other day.
Filth, Lauren Filth, man. Terrible.
Yes.
Terrible.
That's the second time Phil came up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've never heard of
And
it,
I was
so-
involved in
Big Farm
both
Phil?
conversations.
No, the cartoon Good
Oh.
Times.
Yeah,
That's
well, you don't need to.
so bad.
So it was an animated reboot. It was a cartoon, and wasn't it just deemed very stereotypical and bad?
It was highly stereotypical.
Yeah.
I believe Family Guy was his name.
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane, executive producers Steph Curry, really had a lot of people who you believed would be of the culture that would be backing it, including voice actors, a whole nine.
Right.
And it was extremely stereotypical. It had roaches singing the theme song in the bathtub.
Oh no.
It felt like a Boondocks episode,
Oh no.
but it actually was real life.
Oh no.
And I've seen a few interviews where the entire cast, Ralph Carter, Burnett Sanders, Jimmy Walker, talk about how disappointed they were just in those who took on the roles themselves.
Right.
You know, just diminishing the value of the show and what it meant to us and how surprised they were of it. It was, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's bad. Roaches singing the theme song.
It's like the mice and Babe.
Yeah.
Never mind, none of y'all saw that movie.
Well, we look forward to having them on the shows, hopefully in the near future.
Roaches?
You know. We got those already. We're talking about having Ralph Carter and Jimmy Walker and maybe Bernadette Stannis. Any one of them on the show would be
We'll be
great
right
to get
back.
a chance to talk. We didn't get a chance to. We had John Ames on the list to interview, but it's untimely passing recently.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we had the good fortune of meeting Ralph Carter and talking to him, and hopefully have him on the show soon. That'd be great.
It was an
thing
honor.
to
Mr.
do.
Ralph Carter
Great
was-
guy.
Yeah.
Great
Wow.
guy.
Is he local?
He's
in
in
New York.
Brooklyn. He's in New York.
Brownsville.
Brownsville. He
Oh,
let us know.
Yeah, he let us
Tough
know.
time.
Yes, he did.
Brownsville.
He don't take no
He's
stuff
not
neither.
too
You know,
far at all.
he sure let us know.
I apologize for calling him Michael from Good Time. Mr. Ralph Carter.
Yes.
I apologize.
So, also, well, in the news, we had a great day. Check out the B5 hat on today.
Yes,
right?
sir.
You know.
Right.
We just got
Nice
back
change.
from a concert today with B5. They were in Philadelphia, the vocal group. They were once signed to Bad Boy Records and also on Motown Records.
Right.
And now they're currently, touring, back on tour. And it's hard to believe they were little kids, when they
Yeah.
first came out. And now they are, celebrating 20 years or 25 years, Darylin.
20 years.
20 years.
And they're independent now.
Independent now, yes.
Yes.
And they're still doing good. They're touring all over the place, you know?
Yeah, they're doing an amazing job.
So I didn't get a chance to see the whole concert. Tell us a little bit about the concert, Darylin.
Well, as a fan for the last 20 years, I think I am the one for the job. It was very, it was amazing. They did an amazing job. They performed. It looks like new. They said that they were a little rusty because I had a chance to talk with them after the show, and they were like, "Oh, we're a little rusty." I couldn't tell. It was amazing. My best friends still know the dance moves. They're doing it so smooth, like everybody recognizes what's going on.
Yeah.
Everyone still knows the songs. The crowd was great. It was just an all-around great show.
I don't know how the energy exhibited on that stage for 90 minutes
Yeah.
nonstop, with the exception of maybe brief intermissions.
Right.
And it was the same way when we saw them over in New York.
New York, yeah.
The professionalism, the energy, the vocals are insane. They are so fantastic.
Can I ask you this question?
What's up?
Because everyone talked about how exhausted they were. They are doing it day in and day out. They have no sleep. And it just felt like, to me, there's a certain amount of muscle memory that kind of kicked in after you do it for so long. Does that happen with you, days where you're just spent?
Oh, yeah.
And then just something just clicks in once you hit that stage?
Yeah,
where you just do it?
absolutely. What helps the most is when the show doesn't change. Like I think they said this was a new show.
This was their
is
second show.
on the
Second show,
tour.
yeah.
But I'm sure that comes after. They're still doing a lot of the same songs that they've always done. Maybe an addition of the new music that was released. Like Brian had a set for himself, and Carnell did too.
Well, they all did a little set.
They all did. Yeah, Kelly, everybody.
True.
Yeah, so with the exception of that, I would think that maybe like all the steps, all the vocals have pretty much been the same throughout the years. When, for me personally, when I'm dead tired and I'm pretty much running on autopilot while still making sure that I give the energy that's required for the audience. If a band leader or a band that I'm working with calls an audible and says, "Oh, we're going to do this song," it's like, "Oh, that's something I haven't done in 6 months. What are the words again?" That's maybe when the fatigue might show up, because then you're like you're wrestling your brain to try to figure out what to do if there's a bit rusty on it. When the rust needs to be brushed off, it's better to have a full night's sleep. Yeah. So
Makes sense.
I gave you a 7-minute answer for a very short question.
But you answered.
No, but they said they did that today with no sleep, straight off the road, and they did an amazing job. I honestly couldn't tell.
Could you imagine if they didn't get any sleep and their show was at like 9? I mean, that was a bit lucky that they had their show at 12.
Right. Maybe
Oh,
they
you
get a
mean
little
9
rest
a.m.?
in the 8
No, 9 p.m.
9 p.m., yeah.
If they didn't sleep, they had to do it tonight. That would have been crazy.
They were in Atlanta last night? Where were they?
They were in Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. Okay.
Baltimore.
last night.
They had a meet and greet beforehand. They're gonna have a
they
mixer
really
afterwards.
They really treat their fans well, with the meet and greets before and after the show. And,
Yeah, very gracious people.
they are.
Very gracious, very well-mannered young men.
Yes.
Like, you don't see that often.
don't.
Like, it was no ego in the room at all. Like, very calming energy. It was actually really peaceful to talk to them
Yeah.
after.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a really family-oriented environment. I always have to give a shout out to their mother and their aunt,
and their aunt.
who always treats us so well and are so down to earth. You can tell a lot of that humbleness and kindness stems from that.
And speaking of great singers, I was going to ask you guys, you wouldn't mind chiming in, because they just put out a list of the top 75 greatest R&B singers.
You want to talk about all 75?
Well, no, you guys are going to talk about your top 5. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you all to work.
man.
We're going to put them to
Okay.
work, okay? We're going to put you all to work, all right? I
You
want
got the
to list
list.
your top 5.
Oh, this is
Well,
the
is
game?
the question?
Who you think are the top 5 greatest R&B singers, and then we're going to see if you got it right. So here's your, pass one down to
All right.
Julian.
Tim, my question
And
is,
Darylin?
are we trying to guess who they chose as the top 5?
Or are we just writing our own personal top
Because that
Let's-
could be very different things.
Let's do that. Let's guess who we believe they have chosen
Okay.
as their top
okay.
5.
And this is
we'll
all
discuss.
time.
I'm interested in hearing your top 5, though, Kyle.
My top 5?
But yeah, I'm interested.
I can tell you right now.
Okay. But let's write
Kyle
down.
Mack.
Otis, Melvin,
Just like
David.
dialogue.
Kyle Mack, Kyle Mack, Kyle
Yeah.
Mack, Kyle Mack.
Who's ready to go? Kevin, you want to start?
Everyone on Cal's list is very old.
Who's number 1, Kevin?
All right, well, I didn't put them in any kind of order.
Okay.
I just wrote down 5 names.
Okay.
Sam Cooke,
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce,
Better put Beyonce on there.
James Brown,
Okay.
Stevie Wonder,
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
All right. Let's see how close he gets. But let's see everybody else's. Who wants to go next? Julian, you want to do yours?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Again, no particular order. I put Michael Jackson,
Okay.
Whitney Houston,
That's
Chris
one.
Brown,
Okay.
Beyonce, and Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
My top 5 is the top 6 because I cheated. I have Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Shaka Khan, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, and Michael Jackson again. Oh, so it is the top 5. I put him twice. You see how he ended up on there twice? That's crazy. I
When
didn't
he's Little
do
Michael and Big Michael, right?
Right.
I like that.
All right. I put the lead singer of The Intruders. No, I'm just kidding. Aretha Franklin, Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, Patti LaBelle, and Prince. But now I wish I put Beyonce on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you all ready? I'm going to unveil Billboard's top 10. I'm going to
Okay.
start from the bottom.
All right.
R&B
About
singers, greatest
65
R&B singers of all
missing.
time. Then you may find that some of the ones you picked are on the list. Okay?
What do we win?
Number 10,
Okay.
Marvin Gaye.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Number 9, you ready for this one?
Safe hand.
R. Kelly.
I'm not
Oh,
surprised.
Throw the list out.
no.
Number 8, Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 7, you ready for this one? Prince.
Yes.
I wanted to say that,
I
but
wrote
doesn't,
Prince.
he doesn't always get chops for being a good
R&B
singing.
or R&B specifically.
R&B, yeah.
Who could
But
deny Prince's vocal ability? That guy was insane.
I
But
agree.
they get him for pop.
For pop and funk, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about some soul, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, James Brown, the Godfather of Soul.
Yep.
I didn't even think that.
Number 5, Whitney Houston.
Bow, bow, bow.
All right, now who do you guys think is going to be the top?
Aretha.
Okay, here we go. Number 4, Beyonce.
Oh, Beyonce is my number 4 too.
Same.
Number
Period.
3, another one of yours. You had him on the list twice. Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Coming in number 2, Aretha Franklin. So who's number 1?
Oof.
Who's number 1?
Is this Stevie Wonder?
Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
Stevie Wonder was selected as the number 1 R&B singer of all time.
Well, you want to know
There you
something?
go.
I'm not too disappointed in my
I got
list.
4
not a
out
bad
of
list,
5.
It's not a bad
Yeah, I
list.
got
Think
4
that
out of
Billboard did a
5.
good job? You think
Did
of the list?
Shaka Khan make the list at all?
She's on the list. I think she's down a little further on the bottom. But
Okay.
she did make the list.
I got
Okay.
4 out
I
of
didn't
5.
see Gladys Knight on the list, though. I was a little disappointed with that. But Chaka's on the list. So.
on the list?
Speaking of great singers, Kyle, would you mind doing a song for us here today.
Absolutely mind.
All right.
I'm just kidding. Now, of course, I can sing something for you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a very special performance by our own Mr. Kyle Maack coming up next.
All right, y'all. Didn't anticipate this long intro. Here we go. Come on. Yeah, yeah, baby. Treat her like a lady. All right. I'm the kind of guy who don't believe that chivalry is dead. No. Cause I believe a woman should be treated with the utmost respect. Come on, sing along with me, won't you? Don't be afraid. No, no. I wanna get to know you. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Don't be ashamed. Yeah. Don't stand up to blame. Just come and look me over. Hey, find a heart that you've always been looking for. How can anybody ask for much more? See, I like coming and going, speaking of your hanging on the floor. Treat her like a lady. Light a cigarette if she smokes even. Hey, treat her like a lady. In this world of liberation, it's so easy to forget. I know it gets hard sometimes, and it's so nice to have a man around to lend a helping hand. You can, baby, but you can, baby. Oh yeah. When I was young, my mama used to say, a woman's like a flower. With love on her, you shower. Since that day, I always will remember to treat my woman tender. Find a heart that you've always been looking for. How can anybody ask for much more? See, I like coming and going, speaking of your hanging on. Treat her like a lady. She's a bad son of a gun. I'm a loving gun one. Treat her like a lady. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So every day, every way. Yeah. She's a bad son of a gun. I'm a loving gun one. Oh baby, singing girl, won't you feel? Find a heart that you've always been looking for. How can anybody ask for much more? See, I like coming and going, speaking of your hand. Treat her like a lady. Light a cigarette if she smokes even. Oh, treat her like a lady. Compliment her on her hair, even help her with her chair. Treat her like a lady. Boy, you should remember to be a gentleman. Treat her like a lady. Come on, don't you know you better? Well, oh, treat her like a lady. Treat her like a lady. Treat her like a lady. I said treat her like a lady. Treat her like. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
And recording artist, Mr. Kyle Maack.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for being part of the show here today. And I want to thank you for joining
Tim.
us. Go ahead, Darylin.
Thank you.
Happy birthday again to you. Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Darylin. Thanks
Thank
for
you
being
for
part of the show
having
there.
us.
But we had a great time here today. And we'll do this again. We'll have some more special guests coming up. And I'm Tim Marshall, and I want to thank you for joining us for R&B Showcase Live.